And there they are, all 27 of them with their main drivers competing this weekend. And, you know, we've just left the bend where a lot of pressure on co-drivers, and we saw plenty of co-driver mistakes, as we often do. But making a mistake at the bend, look at all the area around there, it's just not such a big deal. You make a mistake, one mistake here at Bathurst, it can cost you a lot. Typically, you might hit a wall or even worse. So let's dig in a little bit on this, because our co-drivers, you can divide into sort of 3 or 4 different groups. This is my favourite group, the legends. And what other sport is there that you sort of finish a stellar career, then you come back and have another career as a co-driver? Mark Winterbottom, Tandra Whincup, they've won 10 Bathurst between them. The main drivers they're driving with haven't won any. Who would have thought? So the legends, that's great to watch. I just love that bit. Then you've got what I call the ex-main gamers, guys that have been good enough to make it to the main game, compete for multiple seasons, and now have become co-drivers. Very rich field in terms of talent. Then we've got the young guns, all career aspirants, all young blokes again, have done lots of categories, lots of racing, have made it to this level and want to make a name for themselves. And then even further in that category are the rookies. All these guys, young aspirants that haven't been to Bathurst, and I can't remember a field, when I look at all of those drivers, richer in talent than these ones. There's no wannabes, there's no sons of dads with money. They're actually all drivers that are genuinely here because they've earned their spot in the field. That's pretty cool. So when we look at their form, we went back to the bend and we actually had a look at their speed in the car, in the race, over their fastest 10 laps. We took out any outliers or queer laps or weird laps, and we got this. Look at Todd Hazelwood. Unbelievable. He was the quickest over the fastest 10 laps for a co-driver. Bates, Stewart, Whincup, Tender, both those Erebus guys, Hughes and Stewart, did a particularly good job. And then what was even more interesting, when we had a look at the co-driver compared to the main driver in the same car. Now, Whincup's a star. We saw he was in 4th back on the other list. That's a reflection of how fast Feeney is. How do you catch him? This, Hazelwood and Kostecki, this guy should be back in the main game. No doubt about that. A 10th off Kostecki, really? Then you got Waters and Winterbottom, Payne, Tander, both great jobs. Really, really strong. So that's interesting. Now, I can't think of another sport, football or anything else, where someone in your team can have such a big impact on the outcome. There might be a temporary setback, there might be a penalty or something. You make it blue in our game, you can ruin the Drivers' Championship as a co-driver. Think about that pressure this weekend, really difficult. So when we go into this co-driver practice, let's have a quick look at the checklist. What are they going to want to do? Well, most of all, these two. You're going to want to be confident and you're going to want to be comfortable in the car. Setting the car so you can drive it around at a pace. You can't dick around. You still got to be on it. And then you've got to adapt the co-driver, because the race driver, the main driver, will have the car sharper. He's got to qualify it, usually like driving it on the edge a little more. The co-driver sort of likes the car a little more docile, a little more comfortable and predictable. So you've got to try and adapt the co-driver and bring him to that car. If he doesn't, you may have to compromise car setup and come back the other way, which you don't want to do. And then finally, you might just trial a few of the setup changes that you might do on Sunday in this session now. Might be a nice little cue to what you do on the race.